People are buying stuff all around the world in new ways, in different ways, but it's a global market, and it really impacts the economy, the culture, all the different ways in which people behave around the globe become obvious in payments. It's complex. It's an extremely complex market. There's people who do payments that are processors on behalf of banks, who then do it on behalf of businesses, who do it on behalf of consumers. And you can take any niche of this market and think about it, or you can think about the payment market in its totality.
Well, it's going to have two aspects. There'll be a technical aspect to it. It's going to be highly integrated, a common data model, probably service-oriented as well, little redundancy, no silos of automation. From a technical perspective, I think that's the way it'll lay out. From a business perspective, I think we're going to see more common processing of common payment types. You're going to see debit and ACH, the lines blurring. You may see some lines blurring between some wire and low-value payments as well, a la the example before with Faster Pay.
Legacy ACH systems, those are now going to be retired. People can start to see the light at the very long tunnel, and the light's getting brighter at long last. We will start to see SEPA payments being adopted through choice, not through regulation. Corporates will start to see benefits of them. So certainly in Europe we're going to see more and more use of SEPA, more and more standardization of payments processing. With that comes some downsides for the bank. They lose further revenues. So what's going to happen is they're going to add value to the payments. They can't offer the same SEPA processing that the bank next door is offering. They have to add value beyond that, whether it be better liquidity for the customers, better reporting, value-added services. They will use those services in MTS that we have traditionally used for complex payments processing in a simple payments for SEPA.
Watch for disruption. While I think traditional banking services are probably not going to change a whole lot, the way consumers pay for things, I think, is going to change and could be disruptive to the whole industry worldwide. Things like mobile applications and mobile purchases and being able to do things in a very mobile environment, especially for the new generation that's coming up, they expect that, and I think that's going to cause some changes.
Standards will be adopted throughout the world that SEPA is used to get to this stage in the market.
There's a strong call to the banks to move forward and much faster in innovation. Mobile payments is obviously one of the key ones, so the banks have really to adapt their infrastructure to accept the traffic and the payments coming from the mobile world.
Probably my favorite project over the past couple of years has been one in the UK. It's called Faster Payments, which you may or may not have heard of. It's where they actually created a new payment instrument, which is pretty exciting because that doesn't happen all the time. It's a kind of a blend between ACH payments and wire payments, a blend of the characteristics with same-day settlement, real-time money movement, and it's just a very exciting to us because it leverages and it's very compatible with our core competencies.
I was over in Asia with a customer who was able to show me how they're really reducing the number of branches they have. They're greatly increasing the number of ATMs that they have, and then they're tying the ATM to the mobile device. So when you go to the ATM, it has a whole bunch of new capabilities at the ATM, like paying your bills or transferring money, downloading a token to your mobile phone. So then once that's downloaded to your mobile phone, you can use your mobile phone for all the same additional services that people are beginning to use the ATM for. So there's really important context that happens ultimately.
What we see is a number of kind of outside of the banks, companies coming up with new payment methods, people like PayPal, that really could disintermediate the banks and establish a relationship with the consumer. And I think all the banks are kind of watching a lot of those things to determine where that's going to go, and then how do they play in that role so they can still keep that relationship with the consumer.
Things are changing. I mean, you look at the way your kids are buying stuff and they're out on their mobile devices, and the mobile device is actually becoming the actual transaction device that people are using. You never even have to take a card from your wallet anymore to make a payment. And I think that that kind of change It just makes it extremely exciting industry.
People want to do payments everywhere. So I think they were ultra critical for the 20th century. In the 21st century, with mobile payments, person-to-person payments, they're just going to become ubiquitous.